Yeah, they're getting harder to find.
They are getting harder to find.
Even Chevrolet guys like the Fastback Mustangs. So
I haven't found anyone who doesn't like them yet.
Me either. It's the only car that looks good. It looks like it's going 100 miles an hour sitting still.
Bobby,
hey,
what's going on, buddy?
How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Yeah, I couldn't wait, man. I couldn't wait. And so this is Bobby with HB Mustangs, and we're down here in Georgia. We have a whole bunch of Mustangs to take a look at today. We got fastbacks, we got convertibles, we got coupes. And Bobby, I figured you put these cars together every single day. You would be the right guy to kind of tell us about where they rust at, maybe the values on some of them.
Okay.
But first of all, what are we looking at right here?
This was my little beat around driver. It's a recreation of one I had back in 87 and 88, hence the 80s hood scoop and the wheels, big and littles and all, but it's just a base C code, nothing special. Well, just special to me.
I think it's pretty dang nice. Yeah, I definitely love the mailbox slot on the top here, and those Craigers do definitely set it off. But you just can't go wrong with a Fastback Mustang.
True.
Guys, if you like this type of content and want to support us on this journey here at Backyard Barn Finds, you're more than welcome to purchase one of these style of t-shirts. I only have 100 of these available in different sizes. You guys can go to backyardbarnfinds.com and pick one up there, but we'll get you back to the action right now. What do you guys do here? Is this open to the public? No, right?
No, not really. I mean,
so no, you can't like stop here and buy a Mustang, but they can give you a call, right?
Right. The Mustangs that's for sale will be online. You'd look up HB Mustangs and deal with Harry on that. And I'm more of a hoarder, so a lot of this is my hoarding.
And we'll put your phone number in the description for, not every car here is for sale, but there are a few Mustangs, a fastback or two here for sale.
Correct.
And they can purchase that. But why don't we show them what this side of the car looks like?
Yeah.
And where did this car come from? What is the story on it? And why do you have another half of one sitting right behind it?
Okay. All right, this is the locals around here. There's kind of infamous, large junkyard just on the Alabama line, Fagan's. He had these cars and he's had them since the early 80s. He bought them, they were gonna be father and son projects. He had I think 4 of them originally. And none of his kids had any interest in them, so he held on to them for a while. And then he decided to do maybe father, grandfather, and grandkid projects. Mm-hmm. Well, turns out none of them had any interest in it either. So eventually I had hounded him for years about them. Eventually he sold them to us. And this was the one I decided to keep out of the 3 that I bought from him. Nothing really special about it either, just a C code, but I do like the poppy red and the dealer installed air. And it's just, to me, was a cool car with like 63,000 miles, I think.
Is poppy red a rare color on these cars?
It's not necessarily rare, but it's just one of my favorite on the early.
Has a little pop to it for
does.
Poppy red.
It's kind of got a lot of orange to it.
Does it have its number still on it?
Yes.
Okay, and he was mentioning that this is a 66. You can see here that for those that don't know, this is the VIN on the front of this car, and that's how you would tell that it's a 66. And he said it was a C code, and that would be a 289 2-barrel, right?
Correct.
And then I believe F would be the plant, and then 09 would be the fastback version.
Exactly.
Correct? And that changes throughout the years, and we'll show that. Does this still have its door tag on it at all?
It does.
And they also have a door tag right here, which has the same number, but it also has the interior color on it and a little bit more information than that number on the front.
Axle ratios, transmission,
rear
build date, etc.
Yep. And you were saying something about the air on it. Now that's that piece down there underneath the dash,
correct,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And was that dealer installed or that was installed from the factory?
Most of them were dealer installed.
Kind of like a J.C. Whitney add-on type deal?
Well, it was Ford. It was Ford.
Okay.
Yeah, but a lot of them were done at the dealers.
And if you had to choose between a 65 and a 66, what would you say would be your favorite between the two?
On those, I don't have a preference. The reason I kept the 66 is I have a little collection of my own, and my dad's got a 65, so that's part of my collection. So this would be the 66, and I've got a few 67s and of course 68. So
people are probably looking at this car going, that is junk.
Right.
Is this car still savable?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And how would you use this piece behind it here to kind of save this car? Because that's why this is here, right?
Well, part of the fastback specific structure which is right in here, is damaged on this car, and that one has that piece that I would need.
That's this piece right here?
Correct. And what's back behind the quarter now that you can't see, but they also, and I may end up just using a Dynacorn whole uniside. So it's just up in the air right now. That's just put aside for it in case I do need it.
And we do have a Dynacorn body we can take a look at to show people what that is.
A 67, yes.
And for those that don't know, just the roof on these cars alone bring money.
Yeah, probably a roof alone without the glass, probably around 3,000.
About 3,000? Mm-hmm. And do they remake? Because I have a lot of experience with Mustangs. I've owned probably 20 Fastbacks, 65, 68, 67, 70s, you know. They didn't remake these back then when I first started buying and selling cars, but they pretty much make everything for these now,
They pretty much make everything, but I'm pretty sure, I've heard rumors, but I've never seen those being sold before. And
the reason being is they're pot metal.
They are.
And like when this happens right here,
yep,
you can't get that
You
out.
cannot repair it, no.
Yep, and that's why these bring big money, and the vents on the inside.
Yep. They're usually like 65 or 6. If that was a mint set, they bring about $1,000 for those.
$1,000? Mm-hmm. That's why you see them gone. That's probably why these ones were gone.
Exactly.
On this one behind us. What about these? These are your donor cars, probably, right?
Yeah, that one was bought in a group of cars. It's complete rock box, nothing structural or anything on that car salvageable, but it's good for bolts. It does have a motor and transmission rear end in it, but it's basically just a bolts car and maybe a donor motor and transmission car.
Now it's cool that you have these two sitting here because this is a 67.
Correct.
And then this is a 68, and we can kind of take a look at the difference. You can see the side marker light on the 68, that's the first year they were government mandated.
Exactly.
And if we zoom back here and take a look at this one over here, we can also see the side scoop is different.
Yep.
Okay. But this one doesn't have a marker light on that side. Other than that, they're pretty much the same car.
Pretty much, yep. Just the minor little differences. There's a few differences, like if you can zoom in on that vent window, inside handle that opens the vent window, that's a 67 vent window.
So are you saying this long piece right here?
Yep.
That's the ear you're talking about?
Now, see the other little ear coming off the side of it?
Oh, over here.
Yes.
Right here? Okay.
Yep. 67 has that. And then if you want to come look at the 68, I'll show you the differences.
Because this is stuff I don't even know. Oh yeah. There's no ear on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so the later versions, they got more simplified.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that is interesting.
Of course, you was talking about the vents on the 67, and they went to the little decor piece there on the 68.
And these cars are not for sale, right? These are just kind of
Correct.
replacement pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically, Mustangs, they're all unibody cars, so there's no frame or anything like that. So when they get hit, they get pretty destroyed.
Right.
And a lot of Mustangs you'll see in the junkyard, they'll actually have the front clip cut off of them. Mm-hmm. And is that why you have this clip sitting here?
Well, that one come off of a car that I cut out. I saved it just because it has the Mustang 2 front frame on it.
Front frame on it? Okay.
I figured somebody might want it. It's of no use to me, but somewhere down the line, somebody might want it. That's the only reason I
see
saved
they grafted it on there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why don't we go ahead and look at some other Fastbacks this direction. And you said that you built your car out of a car that you had in 87, 86, or around that time.
88, yep.
88. When was your first introduction to Mustangs? Is that kind of how you got started, or
I was into them well before that.
well before that? Okay.
My dad, he's a big Falcon guy, and he had promised me his 63.5 Falcon, and by the time I turned 15, he started having second thoughts on it. So he said, let's go around, see what we can find. Anything that catches your interest, I'll get it for you, and you can forget getting the Falcon.
Okay.
So we went to an auction, couple auctions. I never seen anything. Finally, we went to one, and there was a 67 Mustang there. I fell in love with it.
Was it a coupe, Fastback?
It was a coupe.
It was a coupe?
It was a coupe, yeah.
And for those that don't know also, the Mustang started with the Falcon. In other words, the Falcon chassis,
correct chassis,
or basically the bottom half of the Falcon and the Mustang are the same.
Correct.
Now, what about this Fastback right here? Because I know we're going to get a lot of questions on this.
This is one that come in that somebody, they went and bought the Dynacorn one-piece floor pan that were attempting to save the car, but I guess lack of experience or whatever, they've done some miscalculations on, so it needs cut apart.
They ended up making it worse,
yes,
more than better.
Correct.
Right? And
Yep.
can you show us on the firewall, you were telling me or something, they set it back too far or something?
Yeah, you can see right here, you can see where the original firewall is supposed to set, and it's not supposed to have that. It's just in the wrong place. So it's going to all be took loose and redone for that one to be back right again.
And this one is not for sale, right?
Correct.
That has to be a Cobra Jet car, right?
Actually, it really is. It's an R code 69 428 car.
The reason I kind of feel like that it was, and now that I know that it is, that you said that, is because a lot of Mustangs back in the 80s, or maybe this is, you can correct me on this, maybe this is late 70s, they would have really only put this on a Cobra Jet car, right?
I've actually seen them on a lot of things.
On a lot of things?
Yeah, a lot of the Cobra guys back in the day wanted them on there.
It was like a badge of honor.
Yeah,
Huh? Now, is there any way to kind of show us anything cool on this car that would be Arco related? Because I see there's no floor in it. It is kind of torn apart. We can walk around that side.
The owner has the, this is not my car, by the way, but the owner, he has the dash plate and the door tag put up. I do have the front structure with the stampings on it and another spot. I'll show you that in a minute. But there's nothing on it right now that would be like R code specific.
And of course, we can tell it's a 69 because it has the vents here.
Yep.
And if we're talking value, these would probably be the least valuable out of the first gen fastbacks, right? Is that, I mean, I know it's
Yeah.
R code. I'm saying that I'm wrong because it is an R code, right?
Right, yeah, the
But
R code changes it, but
as far as a base fastback,
base 69.
yeah,
70, between 65 and 70, 70 is the least.
70 is the least desirable.
Desirable, valuable, whatever. Then it really depends. What I'm seeing, and as far as just judging my sales from HB, the 65 and 66 fastbacks and 69 is kind of on par.
On par?
Yeah, but the money is in the 67 and 8s, of course.
Right, absolutely. I try to find every single one I can.
Yeah.
Seems like you got them all down here bought in Georgia.
We get a few of them anyway.
One thing I also want to show you here with this car is Mustangs, if you could kind of go over, because I know you're pretty knowledgeable where these cars rust out at. This has actually changed from the earlier versions because this piece is removable on a 69.
Correct.
And can we take a look at maybe, what is it, that 67 right here? They're not removable on this car, right?
Right.
And that causes a lot of rust issues with water actually coming
leaves get trapped in there.
coming through here and coming down in through here, right?
Yeah. Well, the biggest problem, the very first problem, was they didn't put any type of EPD protection or anything. A lot of the stuff on the inside when these cars rolled off was raw metal.
Oh, I didn't know that. So
Yeah,
just
it's
bare metal
no-
underneath there, the rain's coming in through here.
What primer and stuff blows in these hoses is about all it gets. Especially on the bottom side, it has no coating on it.
No
it's
coating.
just raw metal. We had a T-coat here that come through a while back, a 68, very nice car. And you could still, it looked like new metal up under there. It never rusted. It was really nice shape. Best one I've seen in a while, but that was the biggest problem is they didn't coat none of the metal.
I just want to show them on camera how this looks different than the car
Yes.
over there so they can get a, people are interested in these fastbacks and I appreciate you kind of going over all the little details with them. Is there anything else on a fastback that's like a real prone to rust spot? I know that they have torque boxes, right?
Yep.
Do we have a, can we take a look at it maybe on a car on the lift over here?
Yeah, that would be good.
What is a torque box?
Torque box is what ties your front and rear rails to the rocker panel, which
Okay.
essentially becomes your frame. The rocker panel does. All right, if you can zoom in right here, you can see this torque box is typical.
Now they didn't put those on both sides, or what are the years? Because I've seen Mustangs that were fully restored and they didn't have any torque boxes on them because the person didn't even know they had them
65
originally.
and 6 coupes or fastbacks did not have a torque box at all. The
Okay.
convertibles had both. But in starting in 67, they put a torque box on the driver's side of a coupe and a fastback. And of course, same year, same as the convertibles, they had both through all years, they did. Starting in 68, they put the torque box on both sides like they did the earlier convertibles. And it stayed like that throughout the run.
Now the spindles in 68 are also specific, right? They're different because I find a lot of people when I have a 68, hey, can I buy the spindles off of that car? This is a 68.
It's a 68, but that has been swapped. Somebody has
never
swapped.
mind
It's
that.
actually a J code, and the person that I bought it from used this as a donor for the suspension, so they threw their old 67
Someone already took the
Six-cylinder.
stuff off of it. And J-code, of course, would be 302 right here. I think a 2-barrel 302, right? Or
No.
a 4-barrel?
4-barrel.
Okay, gotcha. Why don't
But
we...
you're just talking about places that they rust.
Yep.
Right under the battery box on the frame rail is a notorious place.
Right in through here. And then the battery box is up here. You can see it just kind of ate it all away.
Yep. And of course the floor pans, which this one's not terrible. That one up there is not terrible, but
Now, what are these cars? We have 1, 2, 3. This is a J-code 68. This is a
just a C code 67.
And then what is the one up top though?
That's a T code 68.
T-code. And for those that don't know, a T-code would be a 6-cylinder car.
Correct. And it's still got the 4-lug on it too.
Is this Fastback for sale?
No.
No, it's just a project.
Yeah, it's
And
just a future project.
What was this one?
It was a C code.
Oh, okay, C-code car. And do you have any big block front ends or anything like that? Maybe we could show.
I've got the one off the 69 there that I can show you.
Okay, we'll take a look at that in a second.
Yeah.
And this one, I think you told me on the phone, this one was sold, right?
It's just already sold. It's waiting shipment now.
Was it originally a black car? I see it's got the pony interior.
Yeah,
in it.
I'm thinking it's a black on black car and it's pony interior. It is just a 6-cylinder car, T code, but it's got the pony interior and it's got the really rare Daggum 4-speed in it.
That would be a top loader 4-speed, right?
Yeah, similar to a top loader. It's
Oh, okay, so
it's
it's not.
just specific for the 6-cylinder. That Daggum is. It's
I didn't
pretty
know
rare
that.
little option.
I did not know that at all. So the 6-cylinder had a specific transmission. Okay. All right. And what is the ballpark figure that something like this would be worth in this
That one
condition?
sold for $25,000.
25,000. And the car behind it here, this convertible you said is also for sale. What does something like this go for in this condition? Doesn't look like it has anything on it but just the metal it came with.
Yeah, this car came from there was a guy who used to restore Mustangs who passed away in Alabama, and at a estate sale we bought some of his stuff, and this is one he had started on and it just sat outside for about 10 years, while his health declined, and he had it starting, but it's gonna have to be redone now.
I was going to say, it looks like it was a good car. It just
was
sat
at one
outside a
time.
little too long. It's not bad rust, it just has surface rust on it.
Right.
You don't only do this style of Mustang. We have a Fox body here behind us. Now, I've been here multiple times throughout my life and met Bobby, and he was restoring the 86 Celine the last time I was down here. And you're one of the only guys I know that restores Celines. And he's working on the 88 right now. It's not currently here, but what can we tell about this Fox body behind us? Because this is a pretty rare car.
Yeah, it's a 81 T-top car. I forgot the numbers, but it's pretty low numbers. I'm thinking maybe 800,
800?
maybe.
And what he means is,
Between 80 and 84, I think they only built like 4,000 of them, 4,500 of them.
4,500?
Yeah.
Having a fastback with T-tops is rare, but having the notchback with the T-tops is
Yeah,
even
super
more
rare. Yeah,
Super.
they only built them the 80 through the 84 years.
And is this car for sale?
Nah, I hadn't never thought about it.
It is automatic. What would be the engine in this?
This one came with a 6-cylinder,
6-cylinder, okay.
but I have a low mileage 83 GT that I'm going to transplant the whole drivetrain over into and kind of I'm going to make kind of a patina Cobra Coupe out of it, like a what-if car.
We spoke about Dynacorn earlier. We just so happen to have one here, and I know that the Fastback in front of it's for sale. What is your overall opinion on Dynacorn bodies? Because if you're in the hobby, you hear the name thrown around. Here we have one. Is it something that you like to work with? You don't like to work with? Is it easy to use them, or just what is your overall
I've seen all the
thoughts?
negative comments just like you have on
Yep.
the Dynacorn. I don't see why all the negative comments myself. I mean, I haven't had a real issue with them.
The metal on them seems to be pretty good, right?
Yeah, the metal is, a lot of times the quarters and all is a lot thicker than the original stuff. Now, I'm not sure if the tensile strength is the same or not, but the metal is thicker. And I use a lot of Dynacorn parts, and we've built a Dynacorn body or two, and I haven't had no issue with them. Fit and finish is about like, a factory Mustang, the fit and finish is not great anyway. If you take the doors off of one, put on another, a lot of times you're gonna have to make your gaps look right anyway, which they didn't to begin with, but if you want them right, you're gonna have to make them look right, and the same with these.
This is what, about 20 grand?
Yeah.
About 20 grand?
Yeah.
And the car over here beside it is a project one. And what is the price of something like this?
This is probably one of the cheapest ones on the market right now. I think it's up for 13. You'll have to
13?
contact Harry to find out for sure.
Yes.
But I'm wanting to say it's around 13, 13.5, something like that.
And what? It's a 68, right?
No, it's actually a 67. It has a 68 fender.
68 fender on it. C
C
code.
code, yep, 67.
67.
Yep.
And if you're interested in this one, they obviously can give a call to the number in the description below. But here's the difference. You know, you start with this car. This car probably has a title or a bill of sale through Georgia, of course. But that car over there, even though the metal's better, it doesn't have any paperwork. There's no numbers on it or anything like that. So it's kind of like you have to go find one of these in order to make that kind of street legal, right?
Correct. There is another process when you buy one that you can get this paperwork. It's going to be like a kit car then, and it'll be like a 2025.
Yeah, and that kind of
nobody wants that.
Cuts the value in half, really, right?
Mm-hmm.
This car behind us, I didn't know this, but I had seen the show. This is a Walking Dead car, right?
Correct.
I said it, didn't I say it? 1,000 times. Dead in the water.
And what is the reason that this car is here? Is it's going to get restored?
Well, no, it was up for sale on Marketplace, and I went to look at it for a donor car. Just for like rails or whatever, and front clip and stuff. And after I purchased it, I found out that it was from the Walking Dead series, and I decided not to part it. And we're going to restore it and show it as the actual Walking Dead car. You know, we got a letter of authenticity from I bought it from the production studio in Douglasville.
I see this wrecked one behind us. Is this a real Shelby?
No,
it's not. Okay.
It's a clone. It's a sad story on that one, actually. The gentleman had, I don't know how long it had been since he had it done, but it wasn't too long, and he lost his life in that car. Him and his grandson were ejected out of it, and he did not make it. His grandson did, but that was up in Indiana.
And you were telling me something about how the reason that this car had an accident is because the U-bolts weren't tightened down. Is that right?
I found, you see he hit the bridge abutment, however you say it, abutment. He hit that right here, and it went up and hit the wall with the top of the quarter panel, flung the door open. That's how he came out.
Okay.
I think I understand the grandson maybe went out the back window, but it never hit on the wheels. The wheels were fine on the car. And when I disassembled the car, it looked like it had been driven like this for a while. The U-bolts were loose, and the pin on the leaf spring, it actually had sheared it off. And if you've ever driven one with a loose U-bolt in it, you'll know how it kind of walks with you. Speculating here, he probably goosed it or whatever, and it probably came around with him.
He might have never even known that it was loose to begin with.
Right.
You know, he could have had somebody else work on the car for him.
Yeah, and I don't know if he did his own work or somebody else did the work, but very dangerous situation.
The car behind it's also pretty cool, and that's a Maverick Grabber, it looks like. And
yeah, 71 Maverick Grabber.
And that's a real Grabber car?
Yes, sir.
And the Grabbers were kind of like a color package, right?
Yeah, it's more of stripes and just
you can see the logo
presentation more than anything.
I don't think I've ever come across a Maverick Grabber, so they're pretty rare too, right?
Nowadays they are. They used to seem like they were everywhere, but you know.
Is this for sale?
No.
No. Was it a vinyl top or was the top painted?
Originally it was a vinyl top. One of the previous owners painted it, and it's had a rough life, but I've decided I'm going to restore it and give it a better life, maybe.
Yeah, the Mavericks, they're starting to kind of be cool.
They are still in the very affordable stages, and it's a lot like a Mustang.
Okay.
So somebody that maybe can't afford a Mustang, this is a good avenue to get into. And they are on the rise too.
Is this a state police car?
Yeah, it's Georgia State Patrol car.
Now these
91.
are highly collectible, right?
Yep.
And these were SSPs or what?
Correct.
Talk to me a little bit about this. I was looking for holes at the top for lights. So did this one have lights on it?
Yes, on this I only have one hole.
One hole?
Yep. And then this would be for the antennas.
On the back, okay.
Yep.
Now,
Georgia didn't run a spotlight, so you won't find no spotlight holes.
Where did you get this car at?
This one, Used to. In the past, I've restored probably a dozen of these Georgia cars.
Does it say
I'm kind of the go-to guy for the Georgia cars. And so a trooper had brought me this car to restore, but we've not got very.
Oh, so this is a customer project.
Yeah.
I was trying to show him on camera that if you go on this side, you can see that it does say Georgia State Patrol. I didn't know if it said it on that side or not. But is this an overall complete car? It looks like it has the interior.
It came in pretty much complete. We started taking it apart, and I requested the customer get me a storage unit to put all the parts in, and that's not happened yet. So it's kind of stalled.
Now this car behind us also is a pretty rare Ford, right?
Yeah, there were a little over 200 of them built. It's a Ford Durango.
These are kind of like a Dodge Rampage or a Ranchero or...
Yeah, they had already stopped production on a Ranchero, and I think my understanding is Ford toyed with the idea of letting this become the new Ranchero, but what killed it for Ford was, if you'll get him to look at the
tailgate.
Notice the tailgate. It has the lights and the tag in it. And if you let the tailgate down, you no longer can see your tag and you no longer have tail lights.
And that's not safe.
Not safe. Hence.
Is that what killed this car then?
Yeah, that's why Ford stopped having them built. They tried putting a sticker in here. Do not operate vehicle with tailgate down. Right there.
That's pretty neat.
But that Ford didn't like that neither, so it wasn't good enough.
And you say they made 200 of these?
Yeah, it's 200, I can't remember if 201 or 211, something like that.
Now, is this something that will be restored by you guys, or is this just...
Yeah, I'm going to restore it. It's got some pretty extensive rust in it.
Okay.
But it is on the table to be done at some point in time.
Well, dang, Bobby, you didn't tell me you had this thing stopping by.
Yeah, this one and another one coming in today, so pretty busy day.
What is your name, sir? Paul Lambert. Nice to meet you, Paul. I'm Parker. And I know that you just happened to pop up here, but we're filming a YouTube video. And how do you guys know each other?
We met Facebook.
Facebook?
Yeah.
Facebook? And did he purchase the car off of you, or were you
He
just...
did.
Oh, cool, cool. And how far away did you come from?
It's about an hour and 20 minutes.
Hour and 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Well, do you mind if we kind of take a look at this thing, go over it while it's on the
I
trailer?
don't mind if he don't mind.
No, we don't mind.
And Bobby, have you ever seen this car in person, or?
No,
No?
it just popped up on Marketplace, what, a couple days ago? Yesterday, yeah.
And is this, what is small block car, big block car, or?
The S-Code, big black car.
Ooh. Yeah, you can see right there it says S-Code. And that would be a 390 car, right?
Yep.
Now, was this a GT at all or anything, or?
I'd have to look at the Marty report. I didn't really pay attention. I don't think it was a GT. I think it's just a
Oh my
just
goodness.
a base car with the well-optioned car.
Well, what we'll do is we'll get it unloaded here, I guess. I'll help you unload it, Bobby. Is that all right?
Yeah, that'll be good.
Paul, I see it says Squared Up on your shirt here. Is that the business that you run?
It is.
And what kind of business is that?
We do collision repair and restoration.
And where are you out of?
Gadsden, Alabama.
Alabama?
Mm-hmm.
And if they need that kind of work, we can put that number maybe in the description?
Yeah, I don't do restorations for the public, but
okay.
I do collision repair.
Gotcha.
Yeah, mainly insurance work.
And while he's getting the forklift, can you just run us through like maybe the story of how you found this car or something?
Yeah, I actually found the car. My wife found it on Facebook.
Oh, your wife found it?
Yeah, she did. She's found two. She found me a 69 Mach 1 and 2. She actually,
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's pretty good at finding them. But and then we took off and went and got it. And I've owned it now for probably about a year.
Okay.
And
Is this the only one you got, or?
I have another one. I have a 67 A code. It's
okay.
one of 16.
One of 16?
Yeah, it's pretty. It's a lot better shape. This one was. I just come to the reality of I don't have the motivation to restore this car.
Well, you
But-
got the 67. It's time
I
to
do.
get rid of the
I do.
68.
And I have a couple in the shop that are in a million pieces.
Okay,
So,
well, we'll get out of the way. Looks like Bobby's ready to go here, and we'll just kind of sit back and
Yeah.
see what it's like.
yeah, they're getting harder to find.
They are getting hard to find.
Even Chevrolet guys like the Fastback Mustangs. So
I haven't found anyone who doesn't like them yet.
me either. It's the only car that looks good. It looks like it's going 100 miles an hour sitting still.
Absolutely. Well, I've seen when we opened the door, it had a remote mirror on the other side. That's a pretty cool option.
It is, yeah, it is.
Do you just kind of buy and sell? Is that kind of what you do for fun also? Or?
I do,
And
yeah.
if you find one of these, Bobby buys it from you, huh?
Well, this is the first one I've sold to him.
Okay.
But maybe, you know, this might be something that happens more often. He does from what I can tell, no, I've seen his Facebook page yesterday. It looks like he moves a lot of them.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
For sure. The Mustang guys definitely know the location that we're at right now, for sure.
He seems like a nice guy.
Just a sight to see. Look at that.
It is. Yes, sir.
Now, Paul, does this have the numbers matching 390 in it?
Well, as far as I know, it is the original engine, but I couldn't swear to that. I haven't ran any numbers. And believe it or not, the engine is supposed to run. I've never put a battery in it, but...
Now, up my way, they always cut holes right here in the shock towers to grease them. And this doesn't... Is that common down here too, or?
Yeah.
You see a lot of it.
Yep. Well, I also think we have the Marty report for this, right?
Yeah, still got the heater shield on it.
There's a creature living
Oh,
in
there is a
there.
mouse in the actual...
That's free.
He comes with the car then,
Yes.
huh?
It's its home.
That's awesome. And what were you saying about the heater shield over there, Bobby? Because I'm not familiar with that. And what would that be for?
390s big block cars have and the 428 cars have the heat shield for the flapper motor.
So if we see one in a junkyard with no engine and we see this bracket back here,
Yep, even
that's
the front aprons are cut off, you know it was a big block car.
interesting. Okay. Well, I'll help you put the hood down because we might lose the hood if we don't do it correctly.
Yep.
And we'll just let it sit outside here, right? To let the mice, you know.
Find a new home.
Yeah.
And Paul, while we're on camera here, you probably know the most about this car because you had it the longest. Do you mind running us through some of the options on this?
No, I don't mind. You can see right here it is a 390, and it was actually loaded up pretty good too. It had the accent stripes, the console, power steering, power disc brakes, deluxe belts, which would have been on a GT package, the remote control left-hand mirror and all that. But the rarest thing is getting over in here into the stats on it, where it, you know, says one of them was produced with the wheel covers, and this is the VIN number for this vehicle, is that Mustang. So it is an actual one of one.
And we talked about the body number for 686702 would be a fastback, of course. And I want to show them here that this gold car costs $3,650 brand new, and it's probably worth way more than that right now in this condition.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Well, Paul, I appreciate you just waiting for us to drop this by and get it on camera.
Yeah, no problem.
And we'll go ahead and let you and Bobby kind of finish your business here. And I think Bobby has another one coming in, right?
Busy day, busy day.
What is this one, a 67?
Yep, 67 C code.
Awesome, awesome. Well, we'll let you go ahead and get this one unloaded. I appreciate, Bobby, you taking the time and going over every single one of these cars and kind of just sharing your love and sharing your knowledge on camera here for the people at home. Like I said, if you're interested in this Mustang right here, this Fastback, $13,000, you can give Harry a call in the description. If you guys are interested in supporting me and the channel, we do have these American Series 67 Shelby Mustang shirts for sale. You can go ahead and get one of those in the description or the first link down below. Again, my name is Parker with Backyard Barn Finds, and you guys have a great day.